Good day, we bring you the latest updates from the Pna Newsroom. President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr.'s Pambansang Pabahay para sa Filipino housing program empowers local government units to address housing issues in their communities. Under the 4PH program of the Department of Human Settlements and Urban Development, partner LGUs are authorized to execute and implement measures to bridge their respective housing gaps. They will also serve as the primary advocate for the housing project's implementation. DHSUD Secretary Jose Rizalino Acozar said they will expedite the agency's plan to provide housing units and develop livable communities for informal settler families, low-income earners, and underprivileged Filipinos. The DHSUD, for its part, will provide technical assistance and train LGU officials and personnel in order to facilitate the process, particularly in providing access to funds and estate management. As of January 31, the department had already signed 63 memorandums of understanding with local governments and led 15 groundbreaking activities in Luzon, Visayas, and in Mindanao. The DHSUD is seeking about 36 billion pesos to build 1 million housing units. DHSUD earlier committed to build about 6 million housing units by the year 2028. The Department of Agriculture has allotted 326.97 million pesos for onion interventions this year under the direction of President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. Almost 70 million pesos of the budget is set aside for onion production support services, such as seedlings and other farm inputs, 3.2 million pesos for irrigation network facilities, as well as 1.9 million pesos for extension assistance, education, and training. In addition, the program allocated over 6 million pesos for farm production-related machinery and equipment distribution, 2.3 million pesos for production facilities, 2.5 million pesos for post-harvest and processing equipment and machinery distribution. And to extend the shelf life of onions, 7 cold storage facilities with a capacity of 10,000 bags were provided to onion growers in Umingan, Pangasinan and Aritao, Nueva Ecija. The department also provided 20,000 bag capacity cold storage facilities to farmer associations in Hermosa, Bataan, Talavera, Nueva Ecija, Bongabo, Nueva Ecija, Rizal, and Sablayan Occidental, Mindoro. 10 Mimaropa farmers, cooperatives, and associations will also receive financial grants totaling to 40 million pesos through the DA Enhanced Kadiwa Sagip Sibuyas project. Meanwhile, the Department of Migrant Workers says it will defer the applications of Kuwait-bound first-time domestic workers until more safeguards are in place for their protection and welfare. Migrant Workers Secretary Susan Tuts Ople said they will wait for significant reforms to be made resulting from upcoming bilateral talks with Kuwait. She noted that the agency needs to see better monitoring and response in place to protect domestic workers going there. Ople noted that the DMW did not recommend a deployment ban to Kuwait because there are OFWs who still want to return to their old employers or work with new ones. She cited the good relations between the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and the Philippines after the bilateral talks in November 2022. Ople, who is now in Tokyo with President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr., said that Filipinos wishing to work abroad as domestic workers still have several countries to choose from, such as Hong Kong and Singapore. She remains optimistic that significant changes can still be made to the existing bilateral labor agreement between the Philippines and Kuwait. A measure pushing for a ladderized approach in the Kinder to Grade 12 or K-12 curriculum has hurdled the committee level at the House of Representatives. The House Committee on Basic Education and Culture on Tuesday approved House Bill 238, which seeks to improve the K-12 education of students and the proficiency of teachers. Caloocan City Representative Mary Mitzi Cayahon Uy, author of the bill, noted that the curriculum would use the ladderized approach to ensure mastery of knowledge and skills after each level. Kahayon Oy cited the Philippines' dismal performance in reading, math, and science in the 2018 program for international student assessment. She said the problem lies not only in the students' ability but also in the aspect of teaching. OFW Party List Representative Marisa Magsino said the ladderized approach allows students to progress between technical, vocational, and higher education programs or vice versa. Meanwhile, the bill also proposes the creation of a Teacher Education and Training Committee to further improve the hiring and training of teachers. And that is the latest and the biggest stories from the PNA Newsroom. For more news content, visit our webpage or head onto the Philippine News Agency's Facebook and Twitter accounts. We are also shown on the social media pages of the Presidential Communications Office and on Radio Pilipinas RP1. Stay tuned for more news updates. I am William Theo. We tell stories that inspire change. Good afternoon, everyone.